Temple number 66, Unpenji, Hovering Clouds Temple. This is the highest temple on the circuit at about 911 meters, and it is rightly so up in the hovering clouds. It's clearly a newly built gate, and everything here seems to have been recently rebuilt or renovated in some way. As you enter through the gate, there's a sign saying the Hondo to the left, the Daishido to the straight ahead. I would suggest going straight up if you want to ring the bell. I went to the Hondo and couldn't ring the bell. If you go up the stairs in front of the gate, you come to this landing in which you have the bell and the Daishido and a Fudo and a bunch of lanterns. Depends which way you want to come. And a one-word canon. This is a beautiful day to visit this temple because it's so high up. It's usually really windy and really, really cold. There's also a ropeway up here, which I'll go to later, that many people use to come up and don't actually hike up it. And here we have some spinning wheels. So let's spin them around. Hard to spin and shoot at the same time. This temple is both a barrier temple and a sekisho temple. It's really difficult to get to. I don't know if Yokominenji or this one's more difficult, or number 12 is more difficult, but it's pretty tough. Also barrier temple to check to see if you are worthy of continuing on the pilgrimage. So this is the path down to the main temple or up to the Daishido, depending on which way you enter and come in. This temple is usually visited as part of Ehime temples, even though it's in Tokushima, and it's really near Kagawa, Ehime, and Tokushima. Here's a place to have your book signed, and maybe perhaps buy some talismans for luck. This is where you can wash your hands. Here's some stairs to rid you of bad luck if you're born in an unlucky year, with women on the right and men on the left, and they are at different heights, so different number of stairs for each. Because this place is so windy, they actually have built a really wise, and I haven't come across one so far, incense burner with a constantly lit flame and wind protection from all around. I wish more temples had something like that.
This is considered a lucky nasubi, or a lucky eggplant, and there are several ways to make your wish. One is to write it on a slip of paper and paste it on the nasubi, and you can walk through the hole in the large nasubi and sit on the little nasubi in the back and make a wish as well. Or you can do both. When he was 16 years old, Kukai climbed this peak and meditated here. Later, in 807, he returned at the request of Emperor Saga and carved the main deity, a 1,000-armed cannon, and enshrined it here. In the late 13th century, Emperor Goka Meyama planted a ginkgo tree here, which bears a Sanskrit inscription and in which he enshrined some of the hairs from his head. The temple once had 7 shrines, 12 affiliated halls, and 8 branch temples associated with it. In the late 16th century, Chosokabe Motochika climbed to the temple and was inspired enough by the grandeur that he decided to try and conquer and control the 3 provinces of Awa, Iyo, and Sanuki. The temple priest tried to talk him out of it, and Chosokabe didn't listen to the priest and went around and burned tons of temples in this area of Awa, Iyo, and Sanuki. But perhaps because of the priest's forthrightness with him, he didn't burn this temple down, like he did so many other temples. Still, the structures up here are mostly of recent construction and are all been modernized. Unpenji was once a famous seat of Buddhist scholarship, bearing the popular name of Shikoku Koyasan, and you can see that in the design of the Daishido.
So this is a Daishido at Unpenji, and it's actually built like the one at Koyasan. And when you come in, you can pray here, but this is actually a double building, and you're supposed to go up and walk around, but they don't want you to. So if you want to actually pray to the Daishi, Kogo Daishi, you come here to the side. So what I mean by Koyasan, this is like kind of like at Temple 21 Taisanji. The Daishido is actually behind the main hall, just like it is at the Okanuin in Mount Koya. So if you're coming here to pray to Kogo Daishi, this is where you actually do it, on the side of it, because he's in the building in the back here. Ropeway station. And many people drive to the bottom of the ropeway station, take it up. It's a beautiful way up. A lot easier than walking up. Some interesting chairs, and they made the walkway between the ropeway and the temple very interesting with these 500 raksha. An interesting, it created a really entertaining walkway, as you want to know the history of each of these raksha and what exactly they represent. Go all the way down and then fill up a little area over here, and then continue down onto another walkway. And actually the walkway from Unpenji onto the next temple continues the walkway with the Raksha.
Temple number 66, Unpenji, Hovering Clouds Temple. A temple truly up in the clouds with a lot to see, so give yourself plenty of time to explore everything up here. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.